Good morning everybody, Susan here with Pumpkin Hill Stampers. It's Monday, October 12th, and we have a new mystery case to play with this week. This week we're going to be focusing on our Z-fold cards. Now, we've done Z-fold cards in the past. It's basically a card where you take the front panel and you fold a section of it back on itself so that you're revealing part of the inner panel. So it gives you 3 surfaces at least to decorate on, and we're going to use our designer series paper to fill in those panels. So let me go ahead and show you what we're going to play with for my card today. I have chosen to use the Christmas Gleaming paper, the Christmas Gleaming stamp set and the Brightly Gleaming coordinating designer series paper. So I have 3 coordinating panels from that package plus 2 pieces of Berry Vanilla, and I have my card base. Now my card base, I didn't put this on the instructions. It's my card base, 8.5 by 5.5. I've scored it at 4 1/4. That's our usual halfway mark for our score. And then I'm going to have you score it back 1 3/4. Now, if you want a bigger fold back or a smaller fold back, it's your card. You are welcome to do that. You're just going to have to adjust your widths of your designer series paper is all. So I have mine at, again, 4 1/4 to make my halfway mark, and then I have 1 3/4 to fold back my front panel. Okay, now I have 3 pieces of designer series paper, which I said you can pull out of your scraps if you wanted to. They could be matching or coordinating. These all came from the same package of Brightly Gleaming, so they all coordinate. Okay, so I have a piece of 1 inch wide, and I'm going to put it here. Now, on my instructions I say you could have up to 2.5, 1 up to 2.5. That's because you could have a 2.5 inch panel here if you wanted to. So if you have a wider piece you want to fill in, or if you just want to fill in that whole section, you can. But because this one's going to fold back over it, I was fine using a 1-piece section there. Okay, the next panel is 1.5 inches wide, so I'm going to use that one on my front panel there. And then the third one says it's 1 3/4, and that's just so it's going to go in here. So when my card is closed, you're going to see those 3 panels across. They all coordinate, right? Colors and images. They coordinate with my card base, and they're all framed in by about 1/8 of an inch around the edges. Okay, so that's why our pieces are 5 1/4 inches tall, and then the different widths. So if you have a different fold back width, your panel is going to be a different width. So you're just going to have to adjust accordingly. Okay, so now I have 2 pieces of Berry Vanilla. Why 2 pieces? So on this inside panel, I'm going to put one here with this one that will marry up to it to fill in that whole panel. But now I have this panel, which will be blue. You could leave it the cardstock, but if you want another section in there that's going to be hidden when the card is closed, you could write your note in your card there. Okay, so it gives you an extra panel for writing or for decorating. So it's up to you, whichever way you want to go. So let's go ahead and put these sections together. I'm going to start with this panel here. I'm going to get my adhesive. So I'm just going to go ahead and add adhesive to the back of my panel, and now I'm going to work this way, and you'll see why in a minute. Move these away so you're not distracted. Okay, so I have this. I know I'm going to have about 1/8 of an inch on my edges, right? About 1/8 of an inch. So I kind of look at the corner here and make sure that my width is about even on the side and the top. From there I can add my Berry Vanilla, and that's just going to come right up to it, just like that, and it should be square on the top and the bottom. Now we're going to do the next one. So now this panel is going to go here, if you choose to put the panel there, or you could put another piece of designer series paper there. It's up to you. Then I've got my front fold back. So you can see as I'm working along, I'm using the panel before it to help me line up my top edge. and my bottom edge. Okay, so there's those. Then our card closes, and this one's going to go here, right? So go ahead and add this panel. Oh, this one might be a little tricky. I'm just going to kind of slide it in. Again, I'm using this panel before it to help me line up that bottom edge, and then I just have to eyeball along here and put that on. Okay, so all my panels are now adhered to my card. Good, right? All right, so now let's do some stamping. So I'm going to use my Pretty Peacock ink because that coordinates with my papers and my patterns. I have already die cut from the copper foil with my Stitched So Sweetly die. Okay, I'm going to use that as part of my embellishment. And then I also used this die, which is from the layering labels, I believe. And I have a piece of Very Vanilla. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a layered label sentiment tag to go on the front. So I'm using the copper and the stitching to tie in with my copper embellishments on the paper, and I'm using my Very Vanilla to tie in with my neutral. So I'm going to take the Deck the Halls stamp, and I'm going to do my best to center it on my Very Vanilla. Of course, you could stamp it first and then die cut it. Okay, so there's that. So now I'm going to add that with dimensionals to my foil. So I'm just going to take 2 of those and tie it here. Now you might be saying, why didn't I just use a coordinating die from the Stitch So Sweetly? I didn't want them as curvy, so I tied in the second label of the other shape. So now this one I'm going to put right on the center of this crease. Okay, so it's going to kind of come over the two, but I don't want to put any adhesive on this side because I don't want to close my card. So I just want to put it on this side. So when you flip it over, remember you're only putting adhesive on that one side. And I'm just going to do 2 dimensionals. I'm going to come back and just hold it above, make sure you're centered-ish on there, and then just attach it. Okay? Now if you want a little extra security after you've done that part, you could always sneak another one in here, but I'm not going to worry about it. Okay? So there is that part of the card. Now on the inside, I'm going to stamp the And Be Jolly This Season. I'm going to ink that up, put that right here. Excuse me. And my card is done. Okay? Now for the envelope, this set, okay, now I didn't even use the ornaments or the holly, right? I didn't even use those. I just used the 2 sentiments that filled the space. But I am going to use this filigree to decorate my envelope. So I'm going to just put 1 strip down my edge there, and there is my project. So you guys can do any theme card you want, any season, any occasion, any papers, right? You can cut the papers from a fresh piece, or if you have a scrap bin like I know many of you do, and I know I do, go find some pieces that coordinate and put it together. And last resort, folks, if you don't have any pattern paper, stamp your own. We've done that before, right? So please send me your cards, send me your photos, let me know that you're enjoying the cases, and I will post them at the end of the week as a summary and on the monthly page. And I'm going to share a demo swap I received that's in this form tomorrow, and then I have a different Z-fold pattern for you on Wednesday, and then Friday this week is going to be the post on our third Thursday's blog hop, which the theme is Halloween. So I'll have another Z-fold project for you for that day as well. So this is just one option. Okay, this is the option I gave you the instructions on, but you can adjust your Z-folds any way you want. Okay, everybody? Great. So if you need any help, I am here. Just shoot me an email or a text, and I will get back to you and have some fun with our mystery case. Thanks, everybody. I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.